Hello.
Hello, Zach.
Hi. Tom, first of all, we have a guest for today's recording.
We do, isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Quinn the GM is here.
Hi. Hello. Good. Thank you for having me. Good to be here.
Absolutely. If you're one of the 5 people who's not currently subscribed to Quinn the GM, you definitely should be.
I think it's more than that.
I don't. We have to have a pretty solid overlap of like all the Song of Ice and Fire channels. I feel like there's like 80% overlap of like the people who are subscribed to us and then every other channel.
Yeah. There's the dedicated core of nerds, and then everyone else subscribed to Alt Shift X.
Valid.
And we don't have 80% of his audience, but the people who watch his videos in like that 1%, all of them are subscribed.
Yeah, we don't have 80% of his audience, but we do have 80% of his watch time.
Yes.
Quinn, thank you very much for joining us. Zach, I understand that you have a theory for us.
I have a theory. I do have a theory. I do have an opening bit, but actually I want to jump into the theory because this one's wild and interesting. And instead of, first of all, Quinn, you called your shot earlier. How many hints is it going to take before you have the full theory?
I'm gonna get it in 6, or I'm not gonna get it at all.
Okay.
Oh boy. All right. So, in this case, Quinn and I are on the same team, and Zach is playing Torture Master. Is it Guide or Torture Master today, Zach?
Well, I'm going to give you the choice.
Oh no.
Would you like to start out with the most helpful hint, or would you like to start off with the most unhinged hint?
Oh, what a question. Oh no.
I'm not sure.
Can I get someone to do a red pill, blue pill meme of this? Pretty please. Quinn, I don't know about you, but it's been a long and frustrating day. You know, it's been just a tough week. We're coming up on Friday, and darn it, I want the unhinged hint.
You want the unhinged? Okay.
I would concur with that.
Let's go.
I was gonna say it's been a week of temperatures that have melted our brains here.
Oh my God,
in the
yes,
Northeast,
Yeah,
Unhinged. Let's go.
I've been working on my house this week, and I've been in an unair conditioned attic
for
yikes.
painting. So
it's got some wonderful feelings.
Yes, absolutely right. It's been 97 degrees in that attic. I know because the air conditioner that wasn't working does tell you the temperature of the room. And it's been like the time really goes fast when those are the kind of things you're breathing.
You know, with heat stroke and paint fumes as being 90% of what's in your body right now, you might be in the perfect state to get this theory.
Yeah. Yes. Let's go.
I'm gonna give you the unhinged hint first.
All right. Fantastic.
I want to reemphasize. This is a Song of Ice and Fire theory.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh, no.
I've read them.
In Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh no.
Oh Christ.
Okay.
The knights who say knee.
Oh no.
Rubbery?
Oh no. Oh, and I'm at this awkward angle so I can type even worse than usual. Hang on. The knights who say N-I?
Knee, yes.
It's N-I, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Have horns and antlers attached to their helmet.
Oh no. Uh-huh.
And demand a sacrifice from King Arthur and Sir Belvedere.
Sacrifice from, okay, King Arthur. And you ready for me to spell and Belvedere? Belvedere?
Better than I would have done.
Yeah, I think that's right.
All right.
And then
Oh no, there's more?
who are on a holy quest.
Who are on a holy quest.
I have a little bit more there, but it's not necessary for you to write it down.
Okay.
I also want to point out they're seeking an enchanter, and the Knights Who Say Knee describe themselves as the keepers of the holy words.
Holy words, Batman.
And you can begin. This is the beginning of your Song of Ice and Fire theory.
Zach, it's been a while since I've been on this side of the couch, as it were. And I forgot. I forgot the sort of things you do.
This is unhinged. This is an unhinged way to start your Song of Ice and Fire theory.
Uh-huh.
And by the end, you'll believe it.
Okay, I'm extremely ready and very
I'm
excited.
excited.
This is one of my favorite movies.
Really?
It was, I think, my favorite for a time. That time being middle school, but
That
I
is
love
the
it
correct
still.
time.
It is the best movie to watch in middle school, and I've
I
watched it
agree.
recently and it holds up. I still enjoy pretty
I need
much
to
all the
rewatch it.
scenes because they know exactly when a joke is getting old, and then they have 10 more lined up.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
like the witch scene is perfect because the second they run out of jokes, it's over. And then my favorite scene is when he argues with the guy who doesn't respect him as a king and says he lives in an anarcho-syndicalist commune. They have jokes lined
Yeah.
up for that one.
They're ready to go with those particular. My favorite part of this movie is the ending.
I agree.
Which truly gets me. That one has gotten better as I've gotten older.
Yeah, I do remember just not understanding it really as a kid.
Yep, that was not my favorite in middle school and is now my favorite.
I watched it first on DVD, which had a neat feature of when it ended, it played the music at the end on an infinite loop. So I sat there for 10 minutes waiting for the movie to start again.
What?
Yes.
Did it really?
Yes, it kept playing the music again on a loop and didn't stop.
Zach, that's incredible. That's so funny.
Yes.
That's such a good joke. My God.
You're waiting for the movie to restart after everybody's been arrested. Spoilers for Monty Python.
Yeah, spoilers for what? 1987?
76.
76?
I think.
Was that 76? Oh my god.
Yeah. Monty.
My parents were 5.
75. Goodness.
1975?
Yeah.
Quinn's parents were 4.
Yeah.
My parents
I was
were in the
negative
voters.
25.
Yeah. I think that we should start. We should
Yeah,
start
so the
measuring things in the
sacrifice
negatives more.
I was
the
negative
sacrifice
18.
is a shrubbery, right? Am I remembering
Ding,
that correctly?
ding.
Oh no! Oh, stop, please.
Where do I have it written down? Oh yeah, the knights who say nee tell Arthur and his entourage to bring them a shrubbery.
The knights who say nee tell Arthur and co. to bring them a shrubbery. All right, so here's the problem. Here's the problem that I'm facing here, Zach, is that I think I have like 4 dings lined up. Is the issue?
So the interesting thing is this is actually the like crux of what connects the different pieces of the theory here.
Okay.
So you can actually probably get there a lot quicker than you could if you got the most direct hint, because that would have framed all the relevant players and the time frame this happens in. If you can figure that out, you have the 2 most necessary pieces of the puzzle.
All right. I don't want to go there yet.
Okay.
Quinn, this is one of my favorite parts of this game is sort of plumbing the waters. And figuring out what what unhinged nonsense lies behind these doors. So Zach, I'd like to try a door, okay?
Okay.
Zach, is the knights who say nee become the knights who say Ricky Ticky Taffy? Is that anywhere in your list of clues?
No.
Okay, all right. Thank God. Is
there is another separate I lined up here only one other hint from Monty Python and the Holy
You're
Grail.
telling me we only have 3 Monty Python hints?
There's only 3. And the other one is just to establish that George has definitely watched it, because I have a line from Monty Python and then a line in A Song of Ice and Fire that references this exact movie.
Just a flesh wound?
No.
Oh, it's a different line that directly references it.
Yes. There's a separate line in, I believe it's A Dance with Dragons. It clearly shows that, oh yeah, it is in A Dance with Dragons, that George R. R. Martin has read, or watched rather, has watched and enjoyed this film. And therefore, it could have inspired A Song of Ice and Fire.
Zach, I've come around. I'm really excited.
Is there... I feel like... Was there a knight? No, never mind. I'm getting mixed up.
You're close. It was he is a
Tim? Was there
Not
a
Tim.
Sir
I-
Timon?
There's not a Tim the Enchanter.
I am called. There
Yeah.
is. It's not like there are some who call me Daenerys.
Well, what's one of the most quoted characters who's very minor otherwise, but people will probably remember every single one of his lines.
Oh my! Wait,
Is it the capitalism guy?
It's a good
No.
pitch. Okay, is it the guy? Oh boy. Is it the guy on the walls of the town who
French
yelled?
taunter.
Who
Yes.
who yelled like your mother smells of elderberries?
Yes. What does he also tell them?
I fart in your
Your
general.
mother was a
Hey,
hamster?
No, Zach, no,
Don't blame me. Blame George R. R. Martin because that's a ding twice.
no.
Because in A Dance with Dragons, a unsullied named Beans says, and I quote, let me find him.
An unsullied named what?
Beans.
Beans?
His name is Beans.
Beans?
Yes.
Is he named after Mord?
And he says, the Queen's got the real item, the kind that don't break and run when you fart in their general direction.
Oh.
Zach, really?
That is a real quote.
That's a real line?
That is a real quote.
That's a direct
That's
line?
getting a search of ice and fire.
A search of ice and fire. You can pull it up. There is a fart in your general direction, in that order, in A Dance with Dragons.
Quinn, can I get you to fact check this?
It is not. I have fart in your general direction in a search of ice and
Fart in
fire
their
and
general direction.
Okay.
their general direction.
Yes. Let me search.
One result found: the wind blown.
Oh no! Oh,
I will say-
shit.
It is from my least favorite chapter in the series, and I do not feel bad for not remembering it.
Quinn, would you mind giving me the quote?
Let me see. I fought with real unsullied, hacking off some boy's stones with a butcher's cleaver and handing him a pointy hat don't make him unsullied. That Dragon Queen's got the real item, the kind that don't break and run when you fart in their general direction.
Dragon Queen got the real item. The kind that don't break. Oh, good God.
When you fart in their general direction.
When
Yep.
you fart in their general general direction. Zach, how did you find this?
I went to search. Okay, I needed proof that George R. R. Martin.
This is what I was afraid you were gonna say.
I needed proof that George R. R. Martin watched this movie because somebody could say, well, why would he reference that? He already did. As it turns out, I was like looking for any Monty Python reference whatsoever. But he referenced this exact movie, the one making fun of fantasy tropes. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's fair game for George R. R. Martin to reference it more than once. Or to have a plot thread that is reminiscent of it. Kind of.
Zach, one of our core theories is just what the main tenet of the theory is George Martin has watched Breaking Bad. That's one of the core tenets.
Another one
of the
is that
entire
George
theory.
Does that
Martin
have something
listened
to
to
do
Rolling
with John
Stones.
Con?
No, Zach.
So
Zach, please.
yes. The theory is
This was also one of
this
yours.
is also one of mine. Yes. The theory is that George R. R. Martin loves Breaking Bad. He said that many times. And there's the two Walders in Winterfell, and one of them was killed potentially by the other Walder, and his corpse is still there. So when the corpses start rising, when the others come south of the wall, his corpse will rise up and kill the other Walder. And incidentally, he will be Walder White because he's a resurrected.
Oh my god,
corpse.
that's incredible.
And
No, I'm
worst
just in
part
the
about
past.
that
I
theory
think
is it's probably true.
in the past I've referenced Connington as very similar to Walter White's story, with like a fatal disease driving him to take drastic action.
Ooh,
That's a cool take.
That's an incredible point. And George has said
Yeah.
he wants to make somebody whose villainous arc makes Walter White look like tame in comparison. So maybe
That's gonna be John Con. Mark my words.
Ooh, I
All
like
right.
that a lot.
And if you like these kinds of takes, go subscribe to Quinn, please.
Ah. Or if you just like John Con, there's a lot of that there. Other than
We love John Con content.
That's
John content.
John Con content. I think that's the publication law that governs Canada.
correct.
Uh,
So So my thinking here is someone a shrubbery? Is that what we're saying?
Oh, yeah, that was gonna be one of mine.
You are 100% right. I have identified somebody who is a shrubbery. I'm confident that you'll agree with that statement by the end of this video.
Sansa.
Sansa is not a shrubbery.
Damn it.
This person might be more like a shrubbery than most living beings.
I mean, Bloodraven
Duncan
is a
the
lot
Tall.
like a shrubbery.
Bloodraven is not the shrubbery we're talking about here.
Is
Duncan the
Bran
Tall.
We have never seen the shrubbery on screen. That's a hint.
what?
So Duncan the Tall?
We've seen Duncan the Tall a lot. Like we as the reader.
Oh, as of yesterday, you're right. We saw the first.
Yeah, we have strictly
First
speaking
film.
seen him.
We as the reader.
Oh, sure.
Through
Okay.
the eyes of our characters have never met this shrubbery.
I can't draw an arrow. It's impossible. No one's done it before. It's all the paint fumes.
It's unclear whether drawing arrows is even possible.
There we go. All right, I did it.
So
It's gonna be a theory where there's a lot of twisties.
Yes.
somebody's questing for somebody,
Yes.
right? Or like is bringing someone.
So
If someone's a
the
shrubbery.
knights who say knee are very important to this. Also, do they remind you of anybody?
Oh,
The
yeah.
mountain clans?
Oh no, yeah, they remind me of who are the people on the Isle of Faces?
Ding!
Yes,
Oh, the Children of the Forest?
the Antlermen,
the Green Men. Green Men are described as having
the-
horns or perhaps antlers attached to their heads or helmets.
The
Oh,
men have horns, or horns, or antlers on their heads, and I'm going to change that to say the Green Men are said to have.
Yes.
There are some important shrubberies on that island.
There are what kind
It's
of plants grow on that
There are notable weirwoods.
Weirwoods?
Ding! That's
Shit.
another one. Weirwoods grow on the Isle of Faces.
Weirwoods and green.
is it something with Liana?
men.
Not quite, but you're in the right time period. for
Howland.
sure. Ding!
Oh my god,
Who we haven't seen on screen.
that's true.
Yes.
Who we will see on screen.
Funnily enough, we've seen him on screen in the show, but not in the book.
We've seen him on screen, but not on a page. That's a good
Yeah.
point. I did think to ask that question, but my first thought was like the Night King or something.
So I'll give you what would have been your first hint if you went down the same route.
Okay.
But this lad was bolder than most, and one day when he had grown to manhood, he decided he would leave the Cranogs and visit the Isle of
Oh, I'm
Faces.
not typing. Wait, what the heck?
You are. It's just very tiny.
Delete. Get out of here. Give me a new one. Why did you change font? Why did you change font on me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Where's our band shaft?
Eh,
Band shaft? Band shrift?
Yeah.
Bon Schrift?
Font Schrift. Excuse. Why?
Now it's tiny.
Why?
No, it keeps
Help.
changing.
Yeah, thank you, Zach. I've noticed.
Are you pasting? No.
Zach, you got to entertain the crowd. You can't just be
Understand the crowd.
focused on me having my technical
It's fun
difficulties.
watching you struggle to put the right font.
Stop it.
I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
Howland.
So,
This lad was
Night of the Laughing Tree. Something.
Yeah, this is from. I just read this recently. This is from Jojen and Mira telling Bran
Yes.
stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is where a lot of the hints are going to come from, is those conversations with Jojen and Mira to Bran.
This lad was braver than most. He did what?
One day when he had grown to manhood, he decided he would leave the Cranogs and visit the Isle of Faces.
I love the word Cranogs.
Yes.
It's a good word.
If you can tell me about this story.
Didn't the Night of the Laughing Tree have like a weirwood shield? Or like a shield with a weirwood face on it or something?
A
Yes.
laughing weirwood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that laughing tree a shrubbery?
No, that's not the shrubbery you're looking for.
Waves.
Is Ashara Dane the shrubbery?
Well, no, but you're barking up the right tree.
Zach, how could that possibly be true?
A Chardane is not a shrubbery.
Is the blue rose a shrubbery?
No.
Ooh, that's a good one. Semi-bold. Well,
Yep.
I'm excited
only-
for the stage play of this, by the way.
Yes.
the folks at home are just gonna have to deal.
Spam a lot with Howland Reed. Yes.
Folks at home are just gonna have to deal with two slightly different fonts.
That's tragic.
Okay. We're looking for a shrubbery. I think I can tell you most of that story. He stays with the Green Men for some time.
Ding.
Nice.
It is heavily implied that Cranach Men adventured is Howland Reed and that he stayed for the whole winter.
Cranach Men is Howland, and that he stayed there for the whole winter.
Where is the Isle of Faces at, by the way?
God's Eye?
Ding.
I have no idea where this could possibly be going.
You're gonna love this theory when it's all said and done. Yes, ding. The Isle of Faces is in a body of water known as the God's Eye.
Okay.
That is helpful for where we're going.
God's Eye. Now, I've been thinking a lot about time traveling Bran lately.
That is a wonderful brain space to be in.
Oh my god, I can't draw arrows. We're abandoning the arrows.
There's no more arrows in this episode. It's just the two.
Isle of it's just the two. We're just connecting the Monty Python. The
All we
Isle
need.
of Faces is in the God's Eye. I swear I'm usually better at typing than this. Not much better, but better. I'm at the worst angle.
It is a real tragic angle, yeah.
Okay. So this, okay, there we go. Okay, all right. So, well, Zach, this is very interesting. This is very interesting what we're talking about. I was just reading. I'm a lot of the way through A Feast for Crows right now.
Yeah.
And I actually just passed the fat pink mast scene.
Wonderful scene.
And just prior to that scene, Gilly is talking about he says, I swore before the gods, right? I swore before a heart tree, and Gilly says, the gods protect us and they watch over us, but there are no gods on the sea. There are no gods out here.
Yeah. Which implies that because there's no weirwoods, God can't see on the ocean.
Yes. And the description of this as the God's Eye implies that this is where deities look out of. And I imply that deity is Bran.
This theory accepts that is 100% true and necessary.
Let's go!
I've made a connection that's probably not anything.
Oh, please. Oh, let's go.
The lake is the God's Eye. The island is in the eye. Ni. Is that anything?
That is not any connection I made, but I'm treating it as George clearly telegraphing this theory is correct now.
Okay, good.
Zach, do you want me to write that down? Is that stupid enough that it's worth writing down?
I'm on the fence.
Is that the same level of stupid as the rest of these things?
Well, I'm confident that by the end you'll believe this theory, so up to you.
This is my least favorite kind of theory. Okay.
It has time traveling Bran. It can't be your least favorite kind
You're
of
right.
theory.
I know. I've come back around. I went back in time and changed my mind. Okay.
Also part of this theory.
What would discussing my time traveling Bran take get us a couple of dings?
Potentially, but I think talking about the conversations that Bran has with the Reeds is the most fruitful avenue you've sort of started walking down.
Okay.
This
sure.
specific conversation or all of the conversations generally?
Tell me about things, qualities of the Reeds. Tell me about things they have said at any point. Things that we know.
Green
about
Seers. They
ding. Let me see. When he came closer, Bran saw that his eyes were the color of moss.
Oh, does it involve like Jojen potentially being part Children of the Forest?
Ding!
Or the Reeds generally?
That I'm gonna give you 2 for that one. Uh, some children of the forest are born with mossy green eyes. These children have green seer powers. And the other one I'm going to give you is a quote from Maester Luwin, which is, "The histories say the Cranach men grew close to the children of the forest."
Typing as fast as I can.
I believe in you.
The successes are coming far more often than they usually do.
Yeah, you're hitting a clutch.
The last time,
every single time.
the last time we had a guest on, we spent a long time talking about Bran time slipping through, like falling through the Red Keep and then flashing somewhere else. That was a weird one.
That was a very good one.
The only other thing I remember them talking about is the rat cook, but that doesn't seem related.
What's a popular theory about one of the 2 of them?
Oh, that Mira's John's twin?
Not that one.
That Jojen is Paste?
Yes, ding.
Yeah.
First theory I ever saw.
I think the first theory I ever saw was Clegane Bull.
My first was Alt Shift X's Jojen Paste theory.
Very respectable.
I think first, I think Clegane Bull, I'd only seen like people in the show say get hype, and I didn't know the theory behind it with like the book version. I think the first theory I ever got was that Dario is Euron, and my theories have been of a similar caliber of sanity ever since. Bran eats a strange paste while in Bloodraven's cave.
Strange paste. Many.
That paste awakens Bran's gifts?
Yes, it does.
That paste awakens Bran's green seer powers. Do I need to write down many people assert that this is Jojen?
No. I mean,
because that's true.
It is true. Many people assert this is Jojen. This theory.
I also assert that it's Jojen.
It's Jojen, and this theory is based on that being the case. So, Jojen paste is.
Oh wait!
Part of this theory.
Does this have something to do with the Holy Grail?
It does not have to do with the Holy Grail, but if somebody could make the Holy Grail work in this theory, I'd be sold.
I was gonna say, like, is it something to do with, like, I don't know, I don't know anything about the Holy Grail or what it entails, but my thought was, like, do you maybe awaken some gift, or is it like eternal youth or something if you drink from it?
You do get eternal youth from the Holy Grail. My only knowledge of the Holy Grail comes from this movie and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Zach, I was just about to ask if Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is in this theory.
No, but now that I think about it, Bloodraven and the guy who is in the room with the Grails are basically the same character.
And this character is like, I don't know, this character archetype is kind of parodied by Tim the Enchanter.
Oh yeah, some call me Tim.
Yeah, like it is a wizard who presents a challenge for the person who wants, like the gift. It presents trials.
He presents a trial, except the trial is like nonsense, and the difficulty ramps up ridiculously or goes down ridiculously arbitrarily, and that's the joke.
Yeah, that's the joke, right? That's a bit, and that's a funny bit, but these are the same character.
Your favorite color? Blue. No, wait, I mean green. Ah!
In the comments below, just quote every line from Tim the Enchanter, please.
It's such a great scene. I never get tired of watching that one.
Oh my god, I'm lightheaded. This is
Jojen the shrubbery?
Is Jojen the shrubbery?
No, but you're very, very, very close.
Is Mira the shrubbery?
Howland the shrubbery?
No.
Is Leaf the shrubbery? Leaf! Her name is Leaf!
Ding, but not for the reasons you think.
No!
In the Bad Dragon show.
Oh, no!
Oh, God.
Children of the forest have several plant-like characteristics. In the books,
They also have grenades.
They do.
That's true.
In the books, they make clothing out of sticks and leaves.
Have distinct characteristics
Reminiscent of plants or similar to plants.
to plants. Like what?
They have the way their like hair rides up.
Oh, yeah,
roots,
okay,
and they have like a bark like skin color.
I see what you mean. I thought you were saying that like they engage in photosynthesis.
No,
I thought you were like there was a line somewhere in season 7 that's like, yes, the children of the forest exist only on
Yeah,
sun.
Bran just addressed the camera and said that.
Bran is like in a Bill Nye the Science Guy get up, and he's just talking about how the children work.
No, it would be one of Bloodraven's extended exposition scenes where he's like the children of the forest.
That would be better than the dragon and the wolf.
Yeah.
So, in the books, I should note they're described not like that, but they're described as dressing with plants. So they wear clothing made out of leaves. They have sticks to dress their hair.
I would like to bounce off this. Dressing with plants is salad. Is Jojen the crouton?
Jojen is not the croutons.
Is a child of the forest the shrubbery?
Yes. I will give you. I'll give you a ding here.
Okay.
Let me see. River. Some characters in the Riverlands,
Okay.
such as the ghost of Highheart,
Oh.
are believed to be children of the forest,
Oh.
which establishes that I'm not saying that the shrubbery is the ghost of Highheart. What I'm saying is there's at least one child of the forest in the Riverlands, which indicates there may be more.
Okay. I know another theory that you're fond of,
Mhm.
Zach. I'm playing a little inside baseball here. You are fond of the theory that Maggie the Frog is a children of the forest. Is a
Or
child of the
related to
forest.
children, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm more partial to the idea that she's related to the witch that married Duncan the Small.
The witch that married Duncan Small could also be part children, though. So
Yeah.
This is also true.
Yeah. I'm sorry. The theory is that she has children ancestry.
yes.
But
Oh,
she's-
sure.
She's also from. We learn from. I actually just read this chapter today. She's from across the narrow sea. She's not
Yes.
from. So she would be a.
Oh.
What are they called? Woodswalkers.
yes,
That's a cool theory.
that is very.
That's a super cool theory. They're taller than children. Duncan the Tall is
Yes.
a Woodswalker.
yes. Duncan the Tall is much taller than
Correct.
the forest.
Facts.
He's taller than most humans too.
Yeah. He's got giant blood or I'm the queen. Zach, why is any of this relevant? Tom asks himself.
Let's go back to okay. We've established who the shrubbery is. We've established who has been sent out. Okay, we've established the shrubbery at least is a child of the forest.
Okay.
We've established who was asked to get the shrubbery.
Liana? Is Liana?
Is Liana the shrubbery?
Liana is not the shrubbery.
She's half a horse.
Rhaegar. Is Rhaegar the shrubbery?
No, the shrubbery is just a child of the forest, and it doesn't necessarily. We'll get to who I think that child of the forest is, but for the purposes.
Okay. All right.
For the purposes of now,
Are Arthur and Belvedere, or however the fuck you say it, are they? Sorry, I don't know if I can swear. Liana and
swear.
Rhaegar.
Yeah, you swear as much as you fucking want, as long as
They're
it's
all
after the
goddamn
5-minute mark, it's fine.
Right.
Are
Are those two Liana and Rhaegar?
No. The idea is that Howland Reed, not necessarily with Entourage, but came down and was asked by a group suspiciously similar to the Knights of Knee to go grab something covered in sticks and leaves.
and he had to bring it back.
Yes.
Is it his wife Ashara Dane?
Ding with an asterisk. It's not his wife Ashara Dane.
It's
but it is
the
his
child, the
wife.
child of the forest that he marries.
Yeah, we have never seen Howland's wife, Gianna. Her name is only ever seen in the appendixes of Feast and Dance. We've never seen or heard described Howland's wife.
I'm writing that down. That is interesting,
Yeah.
and not something I had ever considered.
Nor do we get like any. I don't think any descriptors from Jojen and Mira.
No. They're both also described as like pretty slight as well, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting because they talk about their dad all the time.
And their
Yeah.
on details about their mom. Yeah.
Huh. Okay, that's it. This is interesting, Zach. This is interesting. It's interesting, and I like it. Is the child of the forest someone that Howland and Ned meet?
No,
Like at the tower.
The child of the forest is the High Sparrow.
The child of the forest is the lady who's not John's mom. What's her name?
Ashara?
Willa. Yes.
No,
Damn.
it doesn't. That's not where the theory goes.
Ned Stark is a child of the forest.
It's Ned. Ned's alive and he's married to Howland.
He's a bird. He's alive, but only because he's a bird.
I just saw some theory that Ned's bones were with Victarion. I forget where I saw that.
Victarion is Ned's bones.
How did we make that?
No, it was. I was watching some super old Swift and Glidus live stream, and they were talking that like Victarion had Moat Cailin when the bones were sent north.
I mean, that's not wrong.
Oh, he could totally have them. Yeah,
he could.
Yeah, I'm just in favor of Victarion having everything.
But yeah, what if he has the Relore magic keeping him alive? So what if he dies and then they resurrect skeleton Ned Stark?
Yeah. Yeah. What if Ned?
What if
Stark
that line from
fired-
Arya was actually foreshadowing?
Yeah.
Fully headless Ned. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay, back on topic. Sorry.
Nearly headless Ned is a good bit.
Yeah.
That's a good joke.
So
I'm sorry, I'm lost. I gotta come back up the garden path.
Let's walk through this. There are green men on a place called the God's Eye that is covered in weirwoods. They
Correct.
claim to understand, if we're going for the Knights of St. Nee, they keep holy secrets. The people who are on this island.
Okay.
A young man shows up there and is told to go capture a shrubbery, in this case, a child of the forest.
Okay.
What do we know
Is that
about...
has something to do with the wildling like practice of like kidnapping women?
What? Whoa! Hold on.
I'm asserting that the wildlings got their kidnapping marriage ritual from...
Oh, shit. I like that.
I have broken Tom.
What? Say that again.
I'm asserting that the wildling kidnapping marriage tradition is something they adopted from the children of the forest.
You're asserting Howland Reed left Greywater Watch.
Yes.
Sailed downriver.
Yes.
Went to the Isle of Faces.
Yes.
On the Isle of Faces, he met the Green Men.
Yes.
Who carry out a lot of Children of the Forest rituals, right? They're closer than most people.
They commune with the old gods, who I'm asserting are Bran.
Sure.
The Weirwoods.
We'll come back to that. We haven't talked about that yet. We'll come back to it. They and Howland like they get an ask me question. You may ask me questions 3 thing, and Howland is like, how do I get married?
No. He said, how can I help the old gods?
Oh, he's like, what is my purpose?
Yes.
And they're like,
bring me a shrubbery.
You have to go and wed
and impregnate twice a shrubbery. What's Howland Reed's weapon? By the way,
your pitch is go fuck a tree?
What's Howland Reed's weapon of choice?
A net. A spear.
Net. No, you're right.
Okay.
He could easily go catch the children of the forest and bring them back to... he is a stealth fighter.
What is this leprechaun shit?
He can easily catch a leprechaun, yes.
What is this leprechaun? Zach, if you make me talk about Warwick Davis's leprechaun on this podcast again, I'm not going to forgive you.
Please bring up your leprechaun bit. I don't know.
Quinn, please take the reins. I've gone insane.
So I'm in circles here. Is he catching a child of the forest to bring to the children of the forest?
Bring to the Green Men.
He's catching a children of the forest to wed. That was the point.
Okay.
So there's a couple layers of metaphor.
Yeah.
It's not capture. It is wed, right?
Yeah.
In the wildling tradition.
Yeah, in the wildling tradition.
So to
Yes.
speak.
Someone who kidnapped you has married you. Yes.
What was the purpose of Arthur and Belvedere asking that? Why were they talking?
They were
to
not
Mr.
able
Feeney?
to. They needed to pass through the lands the knights who said were in to go on their own journey that had been given to them literally by God, because God comes down and tells Arthur that he needs to find the Grail.
Right.
Jojen is the Holy Grail.
Sort of.
Jojen is kind of the Holy Grail.
So, what are the temperaments of Mira and Jojen?
Mira is
Ice and fire?
sort.
A little bit.
What? I mean,
Well, Mira is distinctly a lot more, you know.
she's cool and skeptical and good in a fight.
And her temperament. She, like, Jojen is very
Dour. Mm-hmm.
and Mira is the opposite. She's actually kind of chipper.
Yeah, she's
Which is a hint, by the way. That could be a ding if you want to put it up there.
What? Oh, okay.
You might remember a famous Jojen line here.
This is not the day I die.
Ding, yeah.
Okay.
Jojen appears to know that he is going to die or when he is going to die.
He's going to die young. He has eternal youth.
No, he is aware that he is going to be paced.
Look, this is like the biggest doubt I have of Jojen Pace, that if that is the case, if he's already dead, we get no payoff for all of his I know when I'm going to die.
Unless we time travel.
Shit, you're right.
I could see that working out. I could also see like the learning being the payoff.
Yes, learning that he ate.
Because like that's gonna be an oh shit moment for Bran.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, he knew this was gonna happen? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that tracks.
He knew this was going to happen and he let me eat him anyways. Yes.
Okay. I like this. I think it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not quite sold. Could I go ahead, Quinn, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't. I was interrupting. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask for a card, Quinn, to see if we can get
Sure.
one of the pieces that strings it together.
I have a thought.
Oh, please.
Is Bran the Holy Grail?
Kind of.
Or some equivalent?
Yes, Bran is God, and the Holy Grail is about the quest. It is about the God needs this. Talks to this person and says, "I need you to do this thing."
Yeah, Bran is the quest.
Yeah, Bran is the one who gives Howland this quest, whether he came to him in a dream or some other way of reaching him.
And the quest is make sure I get where I need to go.
Yes, but very specifically, let me give you another hint here. Actually, you want a card? I'll give you a card.
All right.
The girl caught him staring at her and smiled. Bran brushed and looked away.
Like brushed his teeth?
No.
Bran having a crush on Mira?
Sorry. Blushed. Sorry. Yeah, Bran has a crush on Mira. And Mira smiles when it's like very obvious that he has a crush on her.
Is Bran gonna kidnap Mira?
No. I mean, technically he already has.
What?
Well, yeah.
But yeah, he dragged her all the way to a cave in the middle of nowhere. It's about as close as it gets.
No, I think that if we're accepting that, Bran and Jojen are now married.
Sure.
That's what you're saying. That's
This is not unfair.
Zach, this has implications for the rest of the series. You need
Can we walk through this from the beginning?
Yes.
Do you want me to give the full premise here, or do you want to keep guessing? I guess.
Walk us through it one more time.
For reasons unknown, possibly spiritual, Howland Reed goes to the God's Eye.
Okay, hang on. We have Howland Reed goes to the God's Eye. Okay.
While he's there, he talks to the Green Men. We know he talked to the Green Men because Mira said so.
That's yes.
Yes. I have that quote here as a hint as well. Did he meet the Green Men? Bran asks. Yes, said Mira, but that's another story and not for me to tell. Which means there is a story there.
Which means it is significant.
Yep.
George.
On there are weirwoods which Bran can see and communicate through.
Okay.
Which is something he has to find other ways to try and communicate, either by like Hodoring somebody, which has catastrophic consequences, or communicating through animals. So he could have given hints in some sort of way for him to go down there otherwise, but he can't like directly incept the message into him, or he risks Hodoring him. So he has to get him down to where a weirwood is to communicate, or maybe he talks to him through a different weirwood that's in the Cranog area in Greywater Watch, and he needs him to come down to the Isle of Faces because there he can communicate more directly. We're not 100% sure about that, but I'm asserting he needed to go down there to get his message.
All right. Yeah, I want to pause you here.
Yeah.
You're asserting that Bran has to go to. That
Howland has to go.
That Howland goes to the Isle of Faces and talks to Bran, quote unquote, talks to Bran.
Yeah. Communes with the old gods,
Yep.
aka Bran.
Totally, I'm on board with you here.
Yeah.
There are weird similarities to the Knights Who Say Knee,
Yes.
to the Green Men,
Yes.
and that this is directly referenced in the story.
Yes.
I hate it.
Yep.
But I'm also there with you.
Yes.
Quinn, are you in both these places?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yes.
Keep going, Zach.
He is told to go fetch something, someone who may dress like a shrubbery, and this person is a Children of the Forest, who I'm asserting have the wildling custom of kidnapping equals marriage, because Bran needs Jojen and Mira to exist, so he is going back in time to make sure they do. He needs to eat Jojen, and he is going to marry or otherwise be involved with Mira, potentially to make sure he can have children of his own of some sort. He needs them both to exist.
Okay, I'm with you so far. Bran influenced the timeline to make sure that Jojen and Mira are born. And you are asserting that that moment of influence happened at the God's Eye. And you are asserting that that influence is, Howland, you got to get a wife.
And that wife has to be a Children of the Forest.
So that your kids have green seer powers.
Yes.
That's batshit.
Yes.
I agree.
I need you to have a son.
Damn it.
And a daughter, so I can eat your son and fuck your daughter.
Oh,
And then
God.
he does it.
I mean,
I don't know where to go from here.
I guess it tracks. I guess it tracks.
Yeah.
So he goes to the God's Eye, fine.
Yeah.
Talks to God, quote unquote.
Yes, talks to God. Who's Bran?
Knights Who Say Knee. Their connections, right?
Knights Who Say Knee.
It's weirdly similar.
It's very similar.
And the Knights Who Say Knee say, "Go get me a shrubbery." You are saying, "Go get me a plant person." Is what?
Yeah, go get me a.
You gotta go. You gotta go get a plant. You need to go marry a child of the forest.
Yes.
That. Okay. 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 I get sure. Nope. All of it's bad.
Well,
all of it's bad, but it's all the same level of just above bad.
Well, I have a couple more things here. So we know George R. R. Martin loves Irish folklore.
Mm-hmm.
The Knights Who Say Knee and the Green Men are both clearly derivative of Druids.
Yeah.
And one of the things Druids are known for in Celtic mythology is the ability to see the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you like
which would track the people who are the most druid coded literally sit on an island where Bran can tell them,
yeah.
oh, I'm actually in the future right now. I can see it.
They sit on the head of a time god.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. That tracks for me a lot.
Or on his eye.
Yeah, they're literally in Dormammu's iris.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So you said at the beginning of this madness, like 3 hours ago.
It's 50 minutes ago.
You said 6 hours ago.
Yes.
That you have suppositions on who this person could be?
On
who the Child of the Forest could be?
No.
Okay.
I was asserting that Child of the Forest is Gianna. It is Howland's wife. He still is married to this child to this day, and that's why we don't hear her described and why we haven't seen her is because he lives in a remote location with his alien wife and doesn't really tell people that he's married to an alien.
That makes sense. Where did he go to obtain this wife?
So the World of Ice and Fire book, the other hint I have is that the World of Ice and Fire book, hold on.
Hang on, can I see if I can, because I assume this is the last piece.
Sure. It's definitely one of them.
Okay. I would love to take a stab or two at where he where he found this person.
Yeah.
Like my first thought is Dorne. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe that some of the hills of Dorne are rumored to still have Children of the Forest in them.
I'm asserting you didn't need to go that far at all.
It's just in Greywater Watch, or just living on the God's Eye.
In the World of Ice and Fire book.
Okay.
They say some children might still live in the Bog of the Neck. Who would be better for going through a swamp-like environment, finding somebody and then kidnapping them, than somebody who grew up in the swamps all his life and is proficient in throwing nets at people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet that's how that's how Arthur Dane died. I bet.
Yeah, he got a net thrown on him.
It's the oldest random internet guy theory, I think.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah. That Howland Reed helped by throwing a net over Arthur Dane and then
stabbing him repeatedly.
and then Ned just
That's
stabbed
hilarious.
him.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're the best sword fighter in the world. If you're covered in a net, you're no longer a sword fighter, and any old schmuck can stab you.
Yeah, now you're just a guy in a bag.
Yeah.
Zach, I hate it. And the reason that I hate it is the same reason that I really hate that we as a fandom have to deal with the wildling marriage ritual thing that is a thing we have to deal with in the story.
Also, this is very dark because Bran literally did make two people, one for him to consume and one who had no agency in the fact that she was like destined to be his wife, basically.
I don't think that's Mira's
no
purpose
agency in the
overall.
destiny to be his meal.
My thought is Mira is more destined to be a protector than necessarily a romantic partner.
That's fair.
I don't know. I think that my read of it is that one of the few things that the show got right about this sort of thing is Bran's sort of depersonalization.
Yeah.
As he kind of transcends beyond the mortal coil by way of Weirwood.
Very heavily baked into this theory also is that these people who were his friends, he is going to see as pawns by the end of it. To the point where he ensures they exist.
I'm just having trouble, I feel like we've already got a circle. It's hard to see where it goes.
This is pretty much the crux of the theory. This is what I got. If you want to vamp in this brain space for a while, this is basically the theory, is that Bran made sure that Howland created half kids, so he could eat Jojen, and so he could have Mira around him.
The core of this theory, this is a theory about what happened to Howland on the God's Eye.
Yes,
we know he went there. You're asserting that what happened to Howland on the God's Eye is he is in a scene eerily similar to
The Knights Who Say Nay.
Monty Python and the Holy Fucking Grail. In a scene eerily similar to that, Howland got a quest on the God's Eye.
Yes.
And similar to go fetch me a shrubbery, it is you must marry a child of the forest to make sure that the timeline stays stable.
Yes.
That sentence, all of that sentence, does that distill the whole theory?
Basically,
right? That like 3 sentences.
You need to have these 2 kids because they get me to the point where I am the time god.
Right. We're focusing a lot on what happens like after that and how it happened, but like that at its core, I think you kind of got me. You motherfucker.
This would also explain why we haven't seen Howland or his wife at all yet, is because they have this knowledge. If he talked to God, and that God is Bran Stark, and these kids exist through the providence of, like, the old gods saying they must, and he's married to a child of the forest, there's very few ways he can appear on screen without us getting some solid hints in that direction.
Oh my god, I bet he got, like, Diet
Hodored.
He got what?
He got,
it
like...
makes sense. It makes sense that, like, I don't know, I feel like he would probably need some direction to, like, go to the Tower of Joy as well.
Yeah.
Maybe he was sent.
Oh yeah. Oh, you also need to save my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine the way this going is Hodor was like brutally shown one scene.
Yeah.
Howland spent months on the Tower of Joy. I'm sorry, on the
Isle of Faces.
On the Isle of Faces. And he got drip fed the whole story. He has future sight too.
He has the fucking Prima strategy guide for his own life.
Yeah, this is exactly what you need to do in exactly this order to ensure Jon lives, Jojen lives, Mira lives, and Bran makes it where he needs to go.
Yes.
Huh.
For a theory that started with the Knights Who Say Knee, that's pretty rational.
Weirdly, this actually...
Yeah, that explains why he stayed there for months, so he could get every piece of information he needed.
You brought it all the way back around, and you kept the Knights Who Say Knee extremely relevant.
The whole time.
Can you remind me, he went after the tourney at Harrenhal, yes?
The Harrenhal happens immediately after he leaves the island. So it's like he was studying right up until the test.
Interesting. So maybe he could have, maybe him participating or like prompting Lyanna to become the Knight of Laughing Tree, maybe that was something too.
Yeah, that might have been another thing he was taught.
Yeah, he and like getting, I don't know.
That means he's responsible for Jon existing in the first place.
Yeah,
because Jon's a piece that Bran needs. He needs his dad to be alive. He needs Jon to exist. Because Ned points out how like he only survived because of Howland. The war only exists because Rhaegar and Lyanna run off. Jon only exists because of that. And then, obviously, he is responsible, for making sure that Jojen and Mira exist. And also, he sends them. They say, we're on orders from our father when they show up. He told us to come.
Does Rhaegar go to the Isle of Faces?
Yeah. I believe it's implied they get married there.
Yes. That is one of the major interpretations.
That's
definitely possible, yes.
Interesting. That could be another element of it too.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest revelation is that quote from The Windblown.
yeah, that's which
asserts that George has at least watched this movie.
Which I'm 100% slotting into future theories.
Yeah,
Anywhere I can find a place for the Knights Who Say Knee, they're coming in. Oh man, Zach, what's the name of this theory?
My document is called the Howland's Wife Theory. I think a good clickbait would be I found Howland's wife.
I found Howland's wife confirmed.
Yeah.
Howland found Howland's... Bran found Howland's wife.
Howland married Shrubbery? Question mark.
Howland, Howland Shrubbery, yeah.
Howland's wife, and then a picture of the guy yelling off the wall in Monty Python.
You could put the Knights Who Say Knee in the thumbnail, honestly.
Okay, you ready? You ready for this? For this brutal sentence?
It could also be the Little Green Men theory.
Is that image recognizable? The Knights Who Say Nay?
Even if it's not, it'll look like a druid, which will look like the Green Men.
That's true. Huh.
True.
Quinn, my brain is shattered. Do you have any thoughts on this?
I feel like I keep trying to process parts of it, and it's just not.
This is a wonderful, like I said, this is a great and insane theory. Like, when you look at the abstract of it, it's like, yeah, if Bran is able to do time travel and, like, all of Howland's actions start to look like he was, like, tipped off, right? Like, the existence of Howland Reed is so crucial for everything that you would think Bran would want in his time gaudiness. It's weird that it all happened through one man who went to a place where someone could presumably communicate with Bran from the future, and then he then just did everything exactly as needed. But when you always say it like that,
Bran gave Jojen the play-by-play. I'm sorry, Bran gave Howland the play-by-play, and Jojen like inherited that. Something about some of that.
I think Jojen goes in knowing, like, he is raised knowing his duty is to be eaten by
or knowing he's gonna die.
It's almost like the Bible, right? It's Isaac who's
Jesus?
supposed to be sacrificed, right? It's who's the one that God
Maybe Howland is God, yeah.
Maybe Howland is God. Have you considered
and Jojen's Jesus?
Maybe Mira is Jesus and Jojen is Judas.
Oh yeah, take your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the region of Moria. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on the mountains. Yeah, that's right from the Bible. That's right from the Bible.
Every processor in my brain is crashing at this moment.
I'm throwing additional tinfoil.
And the only things that lit up through that sentence are Isaac and Moria. So I have to.
We're saying about Lord of the Rings now.
Yes, the Binding of Isaac and Lord of the Rings. I have to assume that it's these two things.
To be fair, the Bible is a crossover fanfic between the two.
You're not wrong.
Zach, I think that's our show.
I think so.
Holy shit. Oh my god. I feel like I ran a lot.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for joining us. This was a wonderful little episode.
Oh man,
I need to sit and think for a little bit.
My head and chest. I need to go look out a window.
There's one right here.
Right, I need to go. I need to get a cup of strong tea and look out a window.
You're in luck. I have strong tea, and there's a window actually right next to you.
Quinn, thank you very much for. Are you working on anything that you want to hype up?
Am I? Good question. I'm doing videos for House of the Dragon, as I'm sure is everyone else.
Yes! We didn't talk about Dragon Show at all. It's fantastic.
No, not at all. But in terms of a Song of Ice and Fire stuff, I think, starting a new series pretty soon. I might record it maybe tomorrow, I'm thinking, the first episode. I had posted recently about my thoughts that maybe we're getting close to a wins announcement, which maybe I'm probably just delusional about, but regardless, I'm going to start a series where I kind of recap what's happened to a character over the last couple books and then give my theories as to what's going to happen to them in the Winds of Winter. I hope to do that for at least all the POVs before anything happens, but yeah, no, I think I'm going to start with Cersei, starting probably next week.
Okay, so tune in, keep an eye out for that, and keep an eye out for the upcoming Winds of Winter announcement that everyone seems to be subtly speculating about.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to resonate with as many people as it seems to have.
Yeah, it's
done,
wild.
so.
A lot of people are talking now.
I did have a dumb thought about this the other day.
Oh, is it that George was trolling us and it's actually going to be like...
No, I have a dumb project idea.
It's not going to be Blood and Fire.
No, it's going to be Duncan Egg 4.
No, I have a dumb group project idea if we get an announcement.
Okay.
Which is, we do with all the different A Song of Ice and Fire YouTubers we know, a lyrics rewritten, like, parody of One Day More from Les Mis and release it the day before the book comes out.
Dude, if you look me in the eye and tell me that you'll mix that, I will absolutely sing it.
I will mix that. Well, I was thinking, okay, what's the funniest, like, two characters for us to play? Because there's an argument of the fanartiers. I'm bad at pronouncing anything that's French, but
Zach,
I only my favorite part's the last part. So
I'll concede that one to you. I want to play Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
All right,
So-
perfect. Quinn,
Great.
this is gonna be the last line of the video. Who do you want to play in Les Mis?
I have never seen Les Mis.
No, goodbye.
everybody.